So this book that we have today is called Beavers by Helen H. Moore, illustrated by Terry Tallis. So we have another wetland animal. The back blurb says, "What is a beaver? Why do beavers gnaw? How do they build dams? What is a lodge?" Here is a book that answers these questions and more about these very busy creatures. So in this book, I'm going to learn why they gnaw. I'll probably learn what gnaw means, why they build dams, and what is a lodge. All right. What is a beaver? Have you ever seen a porcupine, a gray squirrel, or a deer mouse? If you have, then you've seen one of the cousins of the beaver. But beavers themselves are hard to find because they usually live deep in the woods, hidden in small ponds. A beaver, a gray squirrel, a deer mouse, and a porcupine. The beaver belongs to a group of animals called mammals. All mammals have hair or fur on their bodies. Mammals also feed their babies milk from their own bodies. Some of the many animals that are mammals: monkeys, beaver, whale, dog, cat, giraffe, and a human. The beaver is a special kind of mammal called a rodent. A rodent is a mammal that gnaws. That means the animal eats by taking many tiny bites with its very sharp front teeth. Show me how you would gnaw on something. Gnaw with me. Gnawing is when you take a lot of little bites. So a hamster is gnawing right there on that stick. A gray squirrel is gnawing. The beaver is gnawing, and the deer mouse. Some of the most commonly known rodents. Why do beavers gnaw? Beavers gnaw to get food. They eat the bark, roots, and leaves of trees, but not the wood. Beavers are herbivores or plant eaters, so they also like to eat berries, grass, and plants that grow in water. Beavers also gnaw to cut down trees for food and to build dams. First, they bite a tree trunk to make cuts in it. Then they gnaw the wood with their teeth. Hold on a second. Then they gnaw the wood with their teeth. The beavers keep cutting and tearing away the trunk until the tree falls. So I'm realizing that beavers have to live in habitats where there's lots of grass and trees and sticks for them to gnaw and to eat, and they could use to build their dams. I guess the dam is the shelter where they live. Building dams. There's the heading on this section. So I know that this part will be about building dams. Beavers are safe in water, but they move very slowly on land. If beavers had to spend a lot of time away from water looking for food on land, they might get caught and eaten by predators, like a coyote or a wolf or a lynx. Some of the beaver's worst enemies, it says, are those animals, the predators that would eat them. Most of the beaver's food grows on land, so they build dams to bring the water close to their food. Then they never have to get too far from the safety of water while they eat or gather branches, roots, and leaves. A beaver dam can be more than 1,000 feet or 300 meters long. Wow. So here they're using this is the dam where the beavers live. That's their shelter. How a dam is built. Number 1, a slow-moving stream surrounded by trees is chosen as a spot for a beaver dam. Number 2, brush and branches are gnawed from trees, dragged across the stream, and stuck into the mud at the bottom of the stream. Number 3, the dam is built with logs, branches, and more sticks. Number 4, mud and stones are pressed into cracks between the logs and branches to make the dam watertight. The finished dam is hard and strong. On one side is a new beaver pond. On the other side, there is still a stream. So look, there's a beaver pond, and there's the stream. And here's them living in the dam. Building lodges. After beavers finish their dam, they start building a lodge or a house. First, the beavers build an island of sticks, rocks, and dry plants that will become the floor of the lodge. I'm noticing that this book is using a lot of words like first and next and then and last. All of those kinds of transition words that we used in the how-to unit. This is a teaching book. It's teaching us all about beavers, and it's teaching us the steps in how beavers build. First, the beavers build an island of sticks, rocks, and dry plants that will become the floor of the lodge. The lodge floor rises above the water. Next, the beavers pile branches above the floor to form a dome-shaped roof. They pat mud against the branches to paste to get them together. So beavers are good builders. Beavers gnaw with me. They gnaw their way. They bite from the bottom of the lodge to make tunnels. Look, they bite tunnels in their lodge homes. I didn't know that. I didn't know that beaver homes had tunnels in them. And they have some labels here, the floor and the roof. That's so interesting. I didn't know beavers lived like that. The lodge is now a pile of mud, sticks, and branches with no way to get in or out. So the beavers dig underwater tunnels. Finally, the lodge is ready for a family of beavers. And it says a hollow space is left between the floor and the roof. Beaver family life. About 6 to 8 beavers usually live together in one family. The family has a mother, a father, and some babies. Young beavers are called kits. A mother beaver has 2 to 4 kits every spring. The beaver kits can walk and swim as soon as they are born, but they do not leave the lodge for a few weeks because they cannot dive down into the tunnel that leads to the outside. Newborn kits cannot dive because they are too buoyant. They just float in water. So they're the little beaver kits swimming in that little pond there. Okay? And we'll leave off there today and finish reading this next time. Have a good rest of the day, everybody.